Okay, folks, welcome back to another week of groups. This is our last week of groups for 2022, and that's crazy to me. So I'm going to shake things up a bit for this week. We are not going to talk about the sermon today. We're going to discuss your group instead, and how your group has helped you in your relationship to Jesus, or how it has not helped. Just one quick announcement. Remember that while this is the last week of official group meetings, I would encourage you to consider getting together over Christmas with your group. Maybe have a Christmas party together or something like that. You are more than just people who get together to study the Bible. You are a community. So consider leaning into that this Christmas. Here's our warm-up question today. What are you most looking forward to this Christmas season? So for this week, I wanted to take some time to reflect on the last 3 months in groups. For some of you, this was your first time being part of a group, and I asked you to make a 3-month commitment. Others have been in groups for a while, but joined a new one this fall. And then some of you have been with the same group for a long time. But no matter your situation, I hope that you have been in your group this fall because you want to grow closer to Jesus. I say this all the time, but we gather in groups to come together in intentional community so that we can live out our faith and take steps in relationship with Jesus. Intentional community, live out our faith and take steps with Jesus. That's the purpose of groups. That is why we do this. It's all about our relationships with Jesus and one another. So I want you to reflect on these things. Has that happened for you? Has being in your group helped you live out your faith? Has being in your group helped you be intentional about community where you live out the one another's of following Jesus? Has being in your group helped you take steps in your relationship with Jesus? Has it deepened your walk with Him? I gave you the question I want you to discuss last week. How has being part of your group influenced your walk with Jesus? So share about that in your group. This is super practical because if we come together in groups to grow in our faith, then we should reflect and see that this is actually happening. And if the answer is no, we have not seen that growth, then we need to think about why. Is it something in the way that I am coming to group? Is it something about how the group is structured? Is this the right group for me? Why am I not seeing that growth? So reflect together on this question. How has being part of your group influenced your walk with Jesus? I really hope your group has influenced your walk with Jesus in a positive way. And I know for me, this is certainly true. But I also realize that this is not a guarantee. Groups are a great environment for spiritual growth, but there are many things that can get in the way of that. Both internally, things that happen within ourselves, and then externally, things that are happening with the group and other things going on in our lives. So let me give you this encouragement. If you have not seen growth this fall because of your group, please don't give up on groups. This environment is good for you growing closer to Jesus. There just might be some tweaks that need to happen for you to see that growth. So this is what I want you to reflect on next with your group. What are things that you would like to see change about your group that would help with the purpose of coming together in intentional community to live out our faith and take steps in relationship with Jesus? What are things you thought would happen in your group that have not been there that you want to see? What are ways that you could better support one another in your group? Reflect on this question together. How would you like to see your group change? Well, that's all I have for you today. Just so that you know what to expect from here, groups are going to take a break over the Christmas season and then also over January while we focus on 21 days of prayer as a church. February is when groups will return and we will roll out just another church-wide launch of small groups. And I hope that you will desire to keep meeting with your group and maybe add a few more people to that mix. But remember that you made a 3-month commitment. So you are free to switch groups if you think that would be helpful for your relationship with Jesus, or you're also free to stop being in a group at all. But I would encourage you to be praying about what God has for you with groups this winter. Until February, God bless.